Do you think I'll need to do another sound check, or are we happy?
We should be okay, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should be okay. I've not changed any other levels. Just say something. I'll just check your level. I can see it on the screen.
Say something.
Okay, a bit quiet. Right, let's turn you up.
Are you still in Rocket League?
No.
Or did you change this?
I changed it and everything to Blood Bowl 2. I changed the description, and yeah, we're all good to go, I think.
Okay, cool. Yeah. More great spelling.
Oh yeah.
Recaos. I mean, I'm in no position to complain.
Okay, no, that's fine.
My spelling is
atrocious.
Yeah. Which one are we going to do? Where are we starting?
Where did we get to? We should do the next one down, shouldn't we? Which isn't that yours and Danton's?
No, Danton's and Spiders. Yeah, 1A. So I need the 1A predictions up, and I need to get into. Remember, I got demoted 2 divisions from the champs, so I'm not in 1, disappointingly.
That's right, because you finished 10th, didn't you?
Yeah. I'm amazed you managed to stop yourself from saying where you finished last time.
Well, no, I knew that was coming, so I want you to tell everyone where I finished.
Actually, 7.
I've forgotten. He never said. He never says, so I've forgotten. Which one?
So it's equally unimpressive, just not quite. You know.
Which division are we doing? 1A or 1B?
1A. Yeah, 1A.
Oh yeah. Oh, one game's been played already.
Spoilers.
Hashtag spoilers. I've not looked at any of these games. Have you looked at any of these games? This is going to be really quick, and then we can.
No, yeah, hopefully it's be really quick. Let's try and keep it really quick.
Okay, should I get the scores up then?
You know how well we managed to keep things really quick. So yeah, get the scores up. I don't have Discord. Yes, I do have Discord. There we go.
Well, looking at the scorelines here, what I tried to do for the champs is pick out any interesting looking games. But there's not really any interesting looking games here, is there? I mean, in any of these games could have had the best moves ever made in Blood Bowl, but 1-1s, 2-1s, and 1-0 isn't really. Didn't say to me challenging, but I don't know. It could be a game of cat and mouse, couldn't it, with your opponent? I suppose.
Yeah, well, it's that. Yes, exactly. When you get good at Blood Bowl, that is exactly what all the results are like that, and it's still really it gets more exciting and more tense. I can't see your face when I said that, so.
No, I very much picked up the inherent criticism of when you get good at Blood Bowl. Don't worry about that. That was clear.
Okay. I mean, it's worth mentioning that the Weblin's average pros had a game where they had 40 blocks, which for a pro elf team is interesting. And one of their catchers died, who had Blodge Guard, which is hilarious.
That's quite good, isn't it?
I mean, it's terrible for him.
Yeah.
So should we start with the first game?
Yeah, which is average pros versus Physic Boy, so 1-1. But as you say, a death, 11 armor breaks. That's a lot of blocks, isn't it? 40 blocks. God.
For a pro elf team,
team who's not going to be in contact much.
It kind of makes sense, when
he's got a frenzy player.
He is 1900, and that's after death, right? So. Yes, he has a frenzy jugs player, yeah. Right, so maybe a few less, but also orcs do base up and give you more blocks, but they should be basing up in a way where you don't just get to punch them off. And that number of blocks suggests to me that the orcs were basing up and then just getting punched away without, really guard locking their opponents very well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even given the situation, that just seems unlikely. Hello, Danton. Give me a coach name in the division. Is Danton indeed in this division?
Yeah, Danton and Spider are both in this division. Why? What do you need?
What I'm trying to do is look up the. That's weird. It's not coming up. Oh, Danton, BB2 desktop, there it is. No, I was trying to bring up the Spike, because I think I prefer the Spike match summary, because it looks better, doesn't it? Don't you think?
And your way of doing that is to search for the coach?
Yes, because I tried to look up the
OCC
and it didn't come up, so I thought I'd look up a coach instead.
If you go into search and then leagues, and then
I've done all that and it didn't come up easily, so that's why I've done it this way. Now we've spent enough time on this.
Yeah.
Right, now I'm going to get rid of the text. And
so do you want to know who bet on a draw, by the way?
Yeah, go on.
Go on then. Are we? Yeah. So for this, only one person get bet on a draw, and it was me.
Oh, that's disappointing.
1 point for Khornight.
1 point for Khornight?
Yeah.
Doesn't sound right. Okay. Okay, 1 point for Khornight. Well done, Khornight. Slow clap. Yeah, so anyway, what we were looking at the previous week, so this is the stats we wanted to show you. 1-1. So yeah, as you can see, yeah, he did indeed have a frenzy player, and yeah, that catcher did die, which is a real pain. I mean, but I suppose they skill up quickly, don't they? So
yeah. I mean, like, wrong page. Yeah, so like pros, actually, their catchers are kind of expensive, and they can survive quite well with less than 4 catchers. For me as a pro, when I'm playing pro elves, I want to have 4 catchers, but that's mostly because one of them will get MNGs.
Yeah.
And then you're down to 3, and 3 I think is actually the perfect number. So it's sad to lose a guard player.
it is.
The team's only guard.
Yeah. How many catchers do you run? 3? Did you say?
No, I end up running 4 because I want to make sure that I've got 4 for every game, but 3 is enough for most plays. Like, because they got Nerves of Steel, you actually don't need, it's really hard to stop them being scoring threats. So, as long as you got two or maybe 3, that's enough to make it impossible to stop me scoring, I think.
I mean, it's worth noting that he's got like peak blitzers as well, hasn't he? They've got they're blood steppers. They've also both got diving tackle as well, which is horrendous.
Yeah.
I mean, they're finished, aren't they? Really.
I mean, well, they've got all the normals they want. Like, it would be nice if
guard
they
would be nice, wouldn't it? On
exactly.
One or both of those. Jump
up is kind of a skill that you pick because you've run out of other skills.
Yeah, I was going to say that's very much a sort of a don't know what to pick skill, but that's always kind of useful. I mean, pro possibly, but it's kind of pro when you got a player like that. It doesn't help that player because you're not blitzing with them, obviously, because you've got the strength 4 Blackle Mighty Blow player. So you can't pro reroll your diving tackle, can you? So yeah, maybe jump up is better than pro.
There.
Yeah. Okay. Just a quick note: Physics Boys had Varag, but I just checked the impact players, and Varag only scored 2 points. So he had 5 blocks. So he was pretty ineffectual in that game.
I mean, that's the trouble with Varag. He costs a lot, and in the games where you get him, he's not actually that useful.
No.
Like you've probably already got a bunch of Mighty Blow and Block and strong strength in the Orc team, so he doesn't really add more against the elves. The elves are running away more than fighting you, so he doesn't really help against them either. So, and again, the 2 times Orcs are down TV is against either elves or claw kill teams, and he's a massive waste of TV about to be removed by claw.
Yeah, I think I'll put, I don't know. It's hard to pick because my initial go-to, was just thinking it through there, was going to be a saw or bribes, or saw and bribes. But then there are elves, aren't they? They're going to score quickly, but that might help you. I don't know. Bribes would probably be more useful, wouldn't they? Because you're going to get elves down, aren't you?
Ripper.
Yeah, Ripper would be really solid, wouldn't he?
He's more survivable. So he's not as fast and he doesn't have jump up, but he just sits there and takes punches, which
Yeah.
And
gets in the way, doesn't he?
Gets in the way more, yeah.
And gives you a kind of semi-reliable one-turn option.
Yeah, which this team has 4 goblins.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I would have gone Ripper, I think. Anyway.
Just like, it takes me a while to pass this as an Orc team because I see the 4 Dodge players. I'm like, wait, what? Where's this team again?
Yeah, he's missing a Black Orc, isn't he, as well? So in a way, I guess thematically, Varag is the choice because he is a Black Orc, isn't he? Meant to be, isn't he? Or is he a Blitzer?
Oh, he's a Blitzer. He's a strong Blitzer.
But yeah, so Danton's got these guys today, so we'll have a look at your teams a bit later, Danton. But yeah, I wouldn't worry too much. I mean, his Volt's quite nasty, and he leveled as well by the look of it this game. Oh no, he leveled to be on 75, so he's got one to go. All right, cool. So just a point for you for that one, which is fine. Let's go back to 1A. And
so next is Zulu 501's The Black Watch against Starberg's OCC Deathbringers.
Okay.
I feel like I haven't looked at a lot of these teams. I don't know if I've just missed all the ones that we've been doing.
I think we've reviewed these teams properly, have we? I don't think. But we can do that this time when we look at next week's.
That's what I'm kind of hoping for, is to get to grips with the teams this time.
Nice to also see Mighty Zug, though, getting a game.
I haven't got into the game yet.
Okay. He was a lot more useful. He scored 5 points this time on the spike score allocation, which is 11 blocks, 2 armor breaks, 1 cas. So, yeah.
I mean, so that sounds like 5 points is quite... 5 points doesn't sound like that much, but what he did there sounds like a lot.
Yeah, that sounds much better, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the points are weird because I can't remember how many points you get for blocking, but you get points for blocking, but it's only half a point or 0.1 or something like that, isn't it?
It's 1 point for every 5 blocks.
Right. But yeah, I mean, a much more active member of the team, and I guess you want to use him, don't you? But 2-1 for the Rets. 40 again. They gave away quite a lot of blocks against Starberg. 67. Starberg got, but it looks like he got a bit battered as well. To be honest.
I mean, the
Killer Goat got MNG'd. Another one got a decrease in agility, which is no bad thing. And the other killer got decrease in agility as well. And I can't tell because it doesn't report on it, but hopefully that was by fouls as well because they're both piling on players. So
well, the Black Watch did get a lot of SPP, so I'm thinking that wasn't fouls. It was actually punches. Zog got a cas by the looks of it, and Sullivan got a cas by the looks of it. And frankly, it looks like the Bretts were out punching the Deathbringers quite significantly.
Yeah, it does.
The only perm actually there was a movement bust to a blocker, but also a poor dead peasant. But that's kind of exactly what you want, right? Young Albert was there just to get punched in the face.
Yeah, he was, and he took one for the team and is now dead. But fair enough. Yeah, Deathbringers, they've been quite bad really. So they've got 2 MNGs for next game. So they've got a decreased agility warrior and an MNG warrior. And yeah, I mean, is it even worth talking about the NAG bust beastman that's your killer? You're going to keep them, aren't you?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's not. It is worth mentioning that regarding your question about whether there was any fouling, both teams had a player sent off.
So a fair bit of fouling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, the Deathbringer's got 67 blocks. That's quite a lot. You'd expect more return from that, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I mean, they broke armor 22 times as well, but I mean, they got 4 cas and they killed someone, but maybe that was just peasants.
Okay, and this game was played too early, so none of us
got points on this one, right? No. Okay, fair enough.
Oh, that's not true. Actually, loads of people did bet on Deathbringers, but no one bet on Blackwatch.
Oh,
and I missed it. Lol.
Ruffle. Okay, fine. Okay, next one is Spider's game. So he put a bit in chat, didn't he, about this?
Yeah.
So can you?
Dice pretty much his way the first. So Spiders, Orca, Lizard, Orca Man, Cola Guzzlers. I'm sure he named that team to be.
Yeah.
Against Snow Trolls, Traris Horrors, Traris, I guess.
Whatever.
The Necro team. And it was 1-0 to Spider. Spider says the dice were pretty much his way in the first 12 turns, but then he finally started failing some things late, and that made all the difference. I had some good removal dice early, but I also rolled 5 sets of dub skulls, and my opponent rolled exactly 0 of them. Both KO. It's worth mentioning that obviously, these are Spider's own words. We're not checking the veracity of them, and we all,
unverified
games are in our own way. Both KO events, both kickoff events, went to my opponent as well. And turns 6, 7, and 8, he was doing desperate plays with no rerolls and never failed a single roll until he's dodged to score a defensive touchdown. So he failed.
Yeah.
Before scoring.
That is that is very much a Spider match report, isn't it?
Yeah. Massively biased. But like we all have biases. We all see the game.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I
doubt we'll ever have time to talk about my game, but yeah, rowdy rats, and it seemed every one dice that they did, they got a POW, but I'm sure that wasn't the case, but that's what it felt like. I mean, Travis Horrors, go on.
I said one thing, sorry, which is he did take a great job of taking advantage of the dice that he was given, and with me choosing to try and stall out like I did, it almost cost me.
Yeah, so pretty much typical Spider game then, really. This is a good combination, isn't it? Luther, von Drakenburg, and Cheney.
I mean, yeah, all that does sound like a lot of...
That's a lot of money, though, isn't it? A lot of inducements. I mean, he was 1350 against the Orca Men Guzzlers at 2180. So yeah, he had enough there. But yeah, to get the count and Cheney and lose, I mean that's...
Yeah, the Count, Cheney, and he had a Loner Werewolf with tackle, which is an interesting choice as well.
We've got Strength Bust actually, but...
which is great having a player who's not permanent player.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, and Snow Troll's team is still
fairly solid, isn't it?
1260, which is.
Yeah, and that wolf is pretty good. The good one.
Mm-hmm, yeah. People get really excited by Mighty Blow Wolves, but actually an Agi Wolf is...
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, not much to the team other than that one.
That one wolf.
And that one Fetty.
Not too bad. God, and Spider again just has avoided any damage in this game. Just given the amount of niggles and stuff, it's just surprising, but I suppose there you go. I wonder if there was a Sun Drop versus the Count strength off at some point.
Is Sun Drop's not stronger, right?
He is. He's strength 6, yeah, against Luther's 5, but where's Sun Drop?
It's an interesting matchup. I really like Snow Troll's inducement picks. I assume he had a wizard as well.
Yeah, I'm guessing so. I mean, he would have it even with those 3 players that he hired in. He should have had enough for a wizard as well. But anyway, all right. Well, who bet on the Spider? I guess the Spider bet on Spider, did he?
I would guess that a lot of people bet on Spider in this one. In fact, only one person didn't bet on Spider, and that was you.
Oh, balls.
So that is 4 people who are Spider, of course, Danton, me, and Dreamland. Yeah, Danton mentions that... also, we missed Danton saying no pity for the Deathbringers. More goats die. But, the Deathbringers have had a lot of dead goats. But, fine. But he also says Ramtut would have been a good strength matchup for Sundrop. No, that's not bad, actually. But he's a bit slow. Sundrop gets to get away from him.
That's true. Okay. Next one is...
But the combination of the Count and Wilhelm means you get to gaze away...
Yeah, gaze away the assist and then get straight into the ball, delicious skink, don't you?
Yeah,
and you've got wrestle, so blodge doesn't matter too much. But
yeah, and you've got strength 4, so you're even with guard around, you're getting dice in the ball.
Well, talking of star players, the next game was a 1-0 win for Swedo's Undead. versus Emilius's Necromantic, and they hired Setek. I'll just see how impactful he was. And this time Setek scored 1 point, 5 blocks. So not that effective. But
yeah,
that really could have been a ball steal, couldn't it? So maybe it was really important.
I really like the idea of Setek. The strip ball and the break tackle together sounds really exciting, but I'm just too afraid of using break tackle on a loner player just without the backup of dodge. It feels like too dicey an option, right?
It's a lot of risk put into just not rolling a 1, isn't it? Really. But, yeah. So he's got an MNG zombie, which is fine. Black Community leftovers, I think, more or less fine condition as well. Stats wise, I mean, 36 blocks versus 67, but again, in that 67, there's a lot of frenzy, isn't there?
Oh, the reason that Sweeto had so much money for a star player was because his
super mummy.
His blodge stepping mummy got strength busted. Which, it's interesting that he's keeping it. I think I would keep it too, you know. I'd see what games are coming up and how much of a TV difference it would make, where to fire it or not before firing it. You know, he's still a great player.
Was he strength 4 now?
Strength 4 blodge step.
Like a good golem, isn't it? You'd keep a golem, wouldn't you?
Yeah, he costs more than a golem, but he's also got mighty blow. So yeah. It's interesting.
It is interesting. Right, betting wise,
only 2 people bet on Sweeto to win, and they're both the 2 Ds, Dreamland and Danton, and obviously I mean nothing else by using D as the initial.
Yeah, I didn't think you were, so that's fine. That strengthens Dreamland's lead somewhat. That's good. Okay. Go back again. Okay, and the last game in this one was Danton, who's live on chat. Well, it should be at work. And it was a 1-1 draw with him and Lasker. So yeah, I'll wait for him to type what happened in the chat. But let's have a look at the teams after this game. So good old legend Circumflex, he scored. Got a blocker MNG, and that's it. And with the Tigers side, Brian ran it home like a champ. But yeah, that was it. Not really much to discuss there in terms of inducements, because there's only 50 in it, which I'm presuming was a babe for Lasker. Anything else to say on that one, Khornight? I mean, the block dice is more or less the same as well. 9, 36, 9 or 10 armor breaks, 1 KO. Celtic Tiger's got a few more Kaz, so probably Danton should have won that one, but didn't.
It was probably the cows were probably on peasants, right? So
yeah, I imagine so.
Well, there was an MNG on one of the blockers.
Okay, Danton says my drive fell apart first half, but managed to keep it to 0-0. Second half, he couldn't stop his drive, but Brian saved the day with a 1-turner. So yeah.
Yeah, I vaguely remember Danton actually telling us that at some point.
Yeah, well done, Brian.
Yeah.
In my OCC game this week, I had set up for a 1-turner at the end, and the second blocker I think I got either both down or pals or something like that, and I forgot I had a reroll, and it was a 3 die as well.
You forgot you had a reroll?
Yeah, so I should have rerolled the obviously that block, but I didn't. I felt a bit sheepish afterwards. But I felt a bit sheepish when my opponent pointed that out to me. I was like, but yeah, go on.
2 people bet on the draw.
Okay.
And that was me and Spider.
Oh God, no points for me this week. Right.
Hooray! That puts me back up to level with you and Danton.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, we didn't. Did we? I have a feeling last week we didn't do one of these divisions as well, right? Did we not do this division?
I don't think we did. I don't think we've done reports for some of them, but because we don't, I thought because we can't remember which ones we've done, which one we haven't, let's just not do them and then leave it as it is.
All right, fine.
That's fair for everyone, isn't it?
Should we have a look at next week's matchups?
Yeah,
then?
I'm just going to go back into the game.
Yeah, we're going to have a look at the leaderboard.
Yeah.
Halfway through the season, and Spider is, way ahead on 5-0.
Oh, what? God, he is, isn't he?
Yeah. So, bow down to his greater knowledge of Blood Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, Lizards for the champs, I think, isn't it, really?
Back once again, they go up, maybe.
Top 4, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
can 5th catch him?
Or no, is it top 3? Is it top 3 in OC?
Oh, 4 stay up, don't they? So that means 6 are left. Yes, top 3, I think. So yeah, Sweeto. I mean, Sweeto can still catch him, but it's looking strong, isn't it, for Spider? Halfway, about just over halfway.
Yeah, it's top 3, but if there are rerolls and stuff, then
top 3.
Fourth is probably going to go up as well, right?
Probably, yeah.
But yeah, after that, it's pretty close.
Yeah, I'd say it's close down to 8th as well, really.
Yeah. Well, yeah, not including 8th. I'd say Snow Troll with 1 win and 1 draw is not. Is kind of a bit.
So 1-3-1. So you think Weblin? I mean, for playoffs as well. That's what you're playing for, isn't it? The 3rd. So yeah, I'd say it's down.
Yeah. Theoretically, I think even Boston team could get up into 3rd place at this point in the season. So
yeah, if they won. 4.
Still all to play for.
All to play for. Okay, so this week, let's have a look. We've got 1 game played already, which is 90s versus Black Company Leftovers. But the first one is Danton's team versus the Elves. So Danton's got a level, so let's give him the benefit of our judgment. So it's Liam.
Liam mentioned he went for the draw with the 1990s versus Black Company Leftovers, although 3 of us did bet. So there you go. Anyway, sorry, Danton's, yeah.
So Danton's Liam the Cripple, who's a movement busted wrestle lineman, but it's only a movement bust. It's not anything else. So what do we get Liam the Cripple? Do we keep Liam?
I mean, yeah, clearly he's on 14 players. He wants bench. I mean, I guess this is the point where you could fire someone, and he's probably first in line to get fired. And he is now he's getting into that slightly more expensive, almost 100k for a movement 5 wrestle something lineman. Assuming it's normal.
Yeah, Danton said dirty player, but
he does dirty player. You're right. There isn't a dirty player on this team, and it will help.
Yeah, it's going to help. Yeah. I mean, again, wrestle sort of tallies with dirty player as well, doesn't it? So
I was actually thinking about tackle because there's only 1 tackler. So
yeah, I think tackle would have been possibly my choice, but his movement. His movement 5, he's going to go on the line, isn't he?
Yeah.
With dirty player, he's not going to go on the line. So,
I mean, he still might do. He loses 1 or 2 players, he goes on the line, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, a good question. Would you, given I think Danton is going to get DP on this guy, would you put Liam on the line with wrestling DP, or would you put say Geroid or Donaker on?
Well, Gerald and Donaker are already on the line, right? So Gerald Donaker and the other Liam the Cripple have to be your LOS normally.
Yeah.
And if one of them gets removed, then the other Liam the Cripple, who now will have dirty player, probably is the next candidate, right? You're not putting a fixer on the line. You're not putting the thrower on the LOS. Probably, maybe the other thrower. But yeah, totally put a dirty player on the line.
Yeah.
As a rat coach, I have two rat dirty players, and they regularly go on the LOS.
All right, cool.
Dan says he's got 180 inducements, so he's intending to get a bribe and a merc.
All right, so look at this elf team.
Linemen are 80, so that would save Liam the Cripple, the dirty player. Why are there 2 Liam the Cripples? Danton. That's annoying.
I think he was annoying me as well. I think he was drunk when he did it and didn't see the other one.
Yeah, and also, the thing I'm discovering with having a naming convention is: do you have 16 players and do you have a list of their names somewhere? Because I'm getting to that point now with my pro elf and my rat teams where I kind of what I've done is I've taken screenshots when they get to 15 players, so that I have the list of the names I like. Anyway, have you shown the Prodolf team?
It's on now. So hang on. So have you got a theme for your teams, or is it people?
Yeah. For most of my teams have a theme of some description. So the OCC team being the McLeods are all relatives of mine who are on the McLeod side.
Famously, yeah.
So that's easy. I just have to remember a different relative. But for the rat team, it's like a bunch of Shakespeare puns.
Right.
That are rat related, and that's kind of hard to think up new ones. So once I got to 15 of them,
And then do you put a 2 on the end, or do you just leave them as the?
No, just use the name. I don't think it's worth counting them.
Danton's excelled himself because he's come up with a fluff reason why they're both called Liam the Cripples, because they're twins, the Cripple twins, obviously.
Yeah.
And their parents have named them both Liam, so they would never get them mixed up.
Yeah, makes sense.
Makes sense. Makes perfect sense. All right. Well, this elf team, it's pretty strong, isn't it? I mean, the thing to say though is they have underperformed so far this season because they are in the bottom half of the table, but. I mean, they're pretty tasty looking, aren't they? I'll be quite happy to coach this pro elf team.
I mean, I don't really like the movement up lineman. It's like, for players who tend to just be there to get punched. It's a waste of TV in my opinion.
Yeah, I didn't see that before, and I got to agree with you because he's going on the line, isn't he? That's his job, and you don't want to stat up 50.
He's not first on the line, but he's definitely
what's the movement? Is it plus 40 to your base player?
30.
30, right? So yeah, it's 10k of needless bloat.
And I mean, if you're going to take movement, then wouldn't you then take dodge after movement? Because you want him to be mobile if you take a movement. Taking block is just going back to his job being a somewhat punching bag.
Yeah, it's really helping. No, I agree with you.
So not really a fan of wrestle on the lineman. Like, I know the idea that the wrestle elf linemen, drag their opponents down, and their opponents don't like being left behind as much. With pro elves, the linemen are slow compared to the rest of the team, so they don't like being dragged down to the floor, either. And block is just better, I think, for a punching bag. But maybe that's just also how I play pro elves, where the linemen are rat-like, expendable, and throw them into problems.
Yeah, and hopefully they come out the other side. I mean, don't get. That catcher. I mean, he's replaced him, I think, already. Obviously.
Yeah. With Nash.
But the 8447 one, that's a nice player, isn't it?
Yep. That's a very nice player.
Blodge, mighty blow tackle. I mean, that's going to break some hearts. That old Snaz.
Yeah, Danton says it's a strong team, and he's glad. He's glad died. I mean, you've got to favour the humans in this, though, right? Humans are generally an elf killing team, aren't they? They've got a bit of bash, and they're as fast as the elf team, and usually cheaper. So, as Danton said, he's getting a bribe, so that means there'll be some fouling.
Yeah, and
the elves don't like it up them.
No, they don't, and it kind of, as elves, you want to be the underdog to get a wizard, don't you? Really, and they're not. They're the overdog for this one. So yeah, I think it's a good chance for Danton. I can't remember what I voted now, but I think
almost everyone has voted for Danton.
I think the only reason I might have voted against Danton is because everyone else voted for Danton. So I haven't voted. I don't think I have voted for Danton, but
you did. Yeah, no. Dreamland is the only person who didn't vote for Danton.
But yeah, that should be.
You voted early, and it was just Dreamland had gone for the draw.
Oh, right.
But me, you, and Spider have all gone for Danton.
Okay. Next one is it's been played, which is 1990s versus Black Company Leftovers. Yeah. I mean, we don't need to look at the teams because they've played, and let's try and save some time. Was you all right? What was that?
Yeah. Sorry, was there? That noise was me drinking my water bottle.
Oh, nice. Okay, and then next one, not the last one. Undeadliest Cuz versus Liz Orca Coleman Guzlitz. It's annoying, isn't it? Right. Where are they? Here we go.
So Spider against Swedo.
Spider versus Swedo. 2 Yeah, that other mummy is amazing, isn't he? Even though he's strength 4 now, but
I mean, they're both Blodgestep, which is crazy. Oh no, sorry, they're not. No, the white is Blodgestep. I was looking at the,
Yeah, he's put him in a funny place, hasn't he? From memory.
But, oh yeah.
Oh no, not that one. But I mean, the other mummy's movement up, which is really handy. So that boy needs break tackle, doesn't he?
I'd rather have stand firm than movement up in that place. Stand firm is better. I don't think movement up. It's really irritating their movement 3, but spending that much extra TV on it is not that much of an advantage in my opinion. But fine. I'm saying it's not optimal in my
It's not
opinion.
Optimal. Has he got enough to cope with the lizards though? He'll have some inducement money as well. So
yeah, this is the other thing. So I'm not saying we were talking about whether you keep a strength plus mummy. This is definitely a game where you keep him. Like, he costs you 230 TV, but you're not getting anything much better for 230 against this lizard man team who are 490 TV above you, right? So you've got 490 inducements. I'm assuming a wizard is going to be the first thing, so you're getting like 340. As undead, I guess is that the count again?
Could be. Or Setek. Setek plays for undead teams as well. Or Ranta. I don't think can you get the count into an undead team?
Oh no, it's 390. Sorry, so he would cost you 40. So if you've got money,
he's got 90 pseudo. I think he'll go for Setek again, or maybe he'll just go bribes. But I mean, he doesn't have a dirty player, but
I mean, I do like mentioning the idea of getting a merc dirty player and bribes.
And bribes that could work quite well, couldn't it? Danton got a guard on his Uber mummy, by the way. Boring. But
yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah, I thought you would. We talked about it after you went. I just got the impression that was always going to be his
pick. Yeah. Okay. Well, because Spider is 5-0-0, I want Sweeto to win this one, so I'm going to bet on Sweeto.
Going with what you want rather than what you think.
Yeah.
I mean,
have I bet on this one already? Have you got the thing up?
I have got it up, and you have bet on Sweeto already. Yes.
Yeah.
But me, Spider, and Dreamland have all gone for Spider winning this.
Okay.
So far, I might change my mind though. I'm thinking.
Go for a draw, or
like, it's plausible, isn't it?
I mean, I think with the inducements, I think Sweeto's got enough because his team's pretty good, and with the bit of inducements on top as well, he's got enough, I think. Because I mean, Spider's Saurus lineup is fantastic, but then that's kind of matched by the mummies and whites that he's going to be playing against.
Not really. I mean, kind of, but not really. I mean, the Blodge step is going to be annoying for him to deal with. No, I still think Spider's going to win this.
All right.
Yeah, I'll stick with it. My choice.
Okay, cool. Next one is Traris Horrors versus OCC Deathbringer. So this is Starberg versus Snow Troll. So Snow Troll's team first of all. So has he bought a new werewolf? He has not. I believe they're 120. Are they?
Yeah, 120. So he doesn't have enough
10k short. So you still won't have one for this one. I mean, we talked about it a bit earlier, but yeah, he's got a golem and a werewolf that are only good. Everyone else is pretty much level 1 or 2.
The other golem having block is halfway to being a perfect golem already.
Yeah.
So that's fine. But and he's got, golems are pretty good players from the off. But yeah, the rest of the team is bare bones is an understatement, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, this must have been through the ringer somewhat.
And again, he's playing Starbergs. But I mean, what's good for Snow Troll here is that two of the killers really aren't here, and both of them were Claw Mighty piling on. So he'll be relieved that they're not in the pitch. I mean, he's still got one left, but at least it's not 3. So it's at least it's not 3 instant removals on the LOS, which it could quite easily be.
I mean, and Starberg's down to 11 players, so any removals that that Snow Troll does get in return.
So Snow Troll's going to get
are really relevant, right? And he's going to get. Well, I don't know actually. How many players does he actually have?
I'm going to check now.
They're 2 players short, so he's actually on 1340.
Okay, so 1340.
So 10 of inducements.
Yeah. How much? 210, 310.
410.
410.
Yeah.
Well, I think Cheney's got to be on the pitch, and then maybe bribes for the rest for the fouling. How much fouling has he got? Oh, I've got a call in 15 minutes. I didn't realise.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's all right. We're nearly done here anyway. So I'd get. Let's have a look. Has he got a fountain? No, he's got no DP. So I'll definitely load up on. I'll get Cheney, I think, and then probably bribes the rest.
Yeah, he does
go for the removals, don't you? Really, that's what you need.
And also, it threatens the. Actually, no. So rather than a bribe, what about a DP zombie?
DP zombies are also fine.
It's the same message, but but gives you that daily player effect as well.
Yeah. Okay. I can't remember who I bet on for this one.
I went for a draw.
Okay.
And
Starberg.
You went for Snow Troll.
Right, that's fair enough. I'm happy with either, but yeah, go on.
I mean, the betting really shows how all over the what we're. I mean, maybe not, but it's 1-2-2 for the betting, which is pretty spread out.
Okay, and the last game, and then I'm going to have to go, unfortunately. Right, the Black Watch versus Physic Boys. So the Black Watch is Zulu's Bretts versus the Physic Boys, which is the Orc team, who are currently bottom. I mean, yeah, this is a pretty nice Brett team. I know Dreamland, when you're watching this, you're going to be appalled, but it's I think it's pretty good, looking pretty good, to be honest. He's got 2 AG4, 1 movement 8 as well. Although they are a couple of armor 7s in there, but that's not awful, as they haven't got niggles, which they don't.
I mean, the fact that the movement up is also the agi up, really.
Yeah,
that's great.
It's great, isn't it? Yeah,
really and good. Guard as well. Nice.
And again, they're against the York team, who I think, again, fair to say, underperforming, mainly because they've got troll, because of the 4 goblins. Instead of Linos there. I mean, he's got 140k in the bank, so do you think he'll... Well, clearly not. He's not going to replace the goblins because he likes goblins. The only reason you got 4 goblins on your team is because you like goblins, right? So
he's replaced one of them already. One of them got armor bust. Okay. I think Pico might be not played a game yet.
Okay, well, the new ones.
Yeah, so he's a new one. So he likes having a full roster of 4 goblins.
See, that's fine, but I'd also get another lineman then.
Yeah, I agree. No lineman at all.
No lineman at all. Which is, it's a choice, but it's not,
not a good choice. So the Bretts get 170.
Okay. If I've not bet on the Bretts already, then I'm going to bet on the Bretts because I think with inducements as well, that Brett team is going to beat the Orcs quite easily. I think.
You have not. You bet on the Orcs.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll change that.
I went for the draw.
You think honestly? You think it's going to be a draw after looking at the teams?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll change that to Zulu. Okay, that's it. Thanks. It's been a short one today. We played a bit of Rocket earlier, but unfortunately, I've got another call starting very shortly. So there we go.
Cool.
When are we going to have another one tomorrow? Are you free?
Yeah, I guess so. I think I'm
kind of free.
It'd be,
it's doable, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to raid someone.
Yeah, who's on?
So there's Eliod, Hellboy, Muppet Pac-Man.
I'll do Muppet because we've not. I don't think we rated him before, have we? But yeah, thanks for watching. Good luck in your games this week. How did you get on this week, Khornight? You won, didn't you? I think.
Yeah, of course I did.
I had a bit of an existential crisis after it because I thought, oh God, same mistakes again. Should you keep playing? But then I feel better now, so I am.
You just hadn't slept or eaten or something.
Yeah, it was quite late, and again, what was triggering was he had a Dauntless gutter runner, and
yeah, you were ratted on, so
yeah, I was ratted on, and like I say, every one die, it seemed to be a POW against Blodge without tackle, so that like kind of triggered me. And then he said that because there was a kind of lucky catch because you knocked the ball free and my player in 2 tackle zones caught it, so it's a 5+ because it's an elf. And he was like, "Oh, really lucky catch there." I think that was to fuck with me because the amount of bullshit he'd been pulling off was like, yeah, you can't really say that and then look at your dice. Do you know what I mean? So,
but we all have our biases, right? It's really hard to see this game without them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I realised later that's what it was. And again, thinking about the again going back to that vodcast, I guess, with Purple Chair saying like, who's the lucky coach in your division? Like he was inverted commas lucky, but he had the chance. He went for it. He was rowdy. He went for the chances. Like
that lucky that what's his name, Nick. G'day, Nick says.
Yeah.
It's that if someone has a reputation for being lucky, for always being lucky, it means that maybe they're doing something right.
Yeah.
People can always be lucky.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But when there's a coach who's in a league and that coach is known as the lucky one, so Random Boy plays Vamps in Rebel and most places, and in Rebel he got a reputation for, oh my god, this coach is so lucky, he gets away with so much, oh this is just crazy,
Yeah.
He dies to someone every week type thing, and he's playing Vamps and yet he still manages to win and shouldn't be winning. And it turns out he's just a really good player.
Yeah, well, exactly. That's it. It's just really good. Yeah, you can be lucky once, but to be lucky consistently, that's more about your choices, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like in my game, I think I got Dauntless blitzed a couple of times, and the worst one was the last one, which cost me the game. But if I'd put my player out the way, then even with 2 GFIs into red against Blodgestep, if he hadn't if I'd moved the player 1 square, if I'd counted the squares and put him safe, then that wouldn't have even been an option. So that was completely on me. I was pissy because it happened, because it was 2 GFIs and then a POW straight up with no rerolls. But whose fault was it for putting the player in range? It was my fault, wasn't it? So and my he couldn't have he knocked the ball free, couldn't follow up because I've got fend as well, so he couldn't follow up to where the ball was, and then I double sculled the dodge to pick the ball up on my turn 16 to get it up there, but that was all unnecessary because he got to my ball carrier. Do you know what I mean? So I was cross, but it was my fault. So
by the way, Danton says we missed out on the Alaska game, and actually we didn't really miss out, but it's been played already. So
it's been played already, so we didn't. Yeah, we haven't done that one this
week. We're saving that for next week.
Yeah, but yeah, okay. On that mini rant, we can. I think we can finish.
Okay, I've started the raid for Muppet.
Great.
Assuming he's actually still streaming. Oh no, yeah, it was early on.
Well, 2 raiders, that's fine. But let's stop streaming.